Shut up.
I just wanted to say hi to
Shut up. Face the wall. Turn around. Turn around. Good movement, sir. Give me your hand. Give me your hand.
Yeah. And you weren't really sparring. You were fighting. We were fighting all the time. And guys getting dropped all the time. And that was just the kind of gym that I was in.
This wasn't a real fight. He was pulling punches. He wasn't giving it his full effort.
In an interview, Joe Rogan reacted strongly to rumors, claiming Jake Paul was arrested over allegations of scripting boxing matches. Rogan made it clear that no achievement or spotlight is worth putting your life in danger. He warned that boxing is a brutal and unforgiving sport that should never be taken casually. According to the reports, Rogan believes Jake needs to seriously rethink his choices before stepping back into the ring, stressing that chasing fame or money through dangerous fights can come with irreversible consequences.
You have probably seen some of the controversy he's been
Interview Rogan further emphasized that boxing carries extreme risks and continuing to compete without proper caution could lead to serious long-term damage. He also pointed out that any involvement in illegal or staged activities could open the door to legal trouble, potentially ending a fighter's career altogether.
Because then you can't think, you can't do things, you don't know what the fuck you're doing in life. It's like literally everything is the quality of your ability to think.
Nikiza Badarian stepped forward to shut down the rumors, firmly stating that neither Jake Paul nor his team engaged in any illegal behavior or attempted to fix the fight. Addressing widespread claims that the bout against Anthony Joshua was scripted, Nikiza labeled them completely false. He referenced viral posts suggesting there was an agreement for Joshua not to knock Jake out and dismissed them as absurd. According to Nikiza, Joshua fought honestly and decisively, ignoring any supposed arrangements. He stressed that Jake trained seriously, entered the ring knowing the risks, and competed in a real fight. Nikiza also revealed that legal action is being pursued against individuals spreading these false claims, emphasizing that protecting reputations is essential and that the fight was 100% legitimate.
Beyond mind-blowing that people would think that Anthony Joshua was on record saying that if he didn't finish him in the first round, that would be disappointing, that it would be a failure. The narrative changed as we got closer to fight night and obviously post-fight, and I understand why, but they were pretty adamant it would take max 2 rounds.
Script, rig, this, that, and the other. Do you think now, at the very least, that talk goes away? Broke his jaw, went in there against Anthony Joshua. At the very least, do you think that you guys can move on from that? Like, that won't follow you?
No, I don't. I actually, our lawyers are actively going after a number of people. One who claims to be a lawyer himself online. I don't remember the name or the handle, but it was something that had like 200,000 likes. And basically this post said, there was an agreement for AJ not to knock out Jake, but AJ disregarded the agreement and decided to not get his payday, but knock out Jake Paul. So it's pretty astonishing what people say. Your dear friend Lou DiBella, saw him put up a bunch of ridiculous things and even said, Nikiza, go ahead and sue me. But this wasn't a real fight. He was pulling punches. He wasn't giving it his full effort.
And so for the people, again, just to clear this up, because I asked Eddie this question, I'll ask you the exact same question. Once and for all, was there any sort of arrangement as far as it should go this many rounds? Because that's the one that I've heard. Oh, Anthony agreed to 3 rounds, 4 rounds. Can you tell us in black and white if there were any talks of any kind between the network, the promotion, the fighter?
There has never once in Jake Paul's career been any talk of that sort, of anything to do with the fight being anything but a real fight that has exactly the same situation as any professional fight. And that's exactly the same thing here for the Anthony Joshua fight. It's just...
Joe Rogan has already warned Jake Paul not to repeat actions like this in the future. He strongly urged him to reconsider taking extremely high-risk fights, reiterating that no milestone or paycheck is worth risking one's life. Rogan reminded everyone that the dangers inside the ring are real and that chasing fame through staged or reckless fights can lead to devastating outcomes. Responsibility and safety, he insisted, must always come first.
Look at all them celebrities like dude from the Mighty Ducks, the little boy actor that got strung out on drugs. And all his fronts and all his teeth were missing from being on meth or whatever, whatever drug of choice he was on. There's no coming back from that. The people who dissipate their teeth through drug usage, You don't get like a second set. So if I'm not mistaken, the dude from Mighty Ducks, somebody like he's been clean and they gave him a makeover and he has like pretty much fake teeth. So yeah, the teeth are going to be cooked. Now, I agree with the other part that Rogan was saying, but let's keep going.
Yeah, I think he went into that fight knowing that was probably going to happen, and ultimately, the big win for him would be that he was even willing to do it, and that he could do well for a little bit.
Yeah, and I've already expressed my thoughts on this. I'm not giving no props for a person who says I am a real deal boxer because I went and get smashed and got my jaw broken, but I lasted longer than Ngannou. But I was crazy enough to try, because to be honest, we're way past the honeymoon stage with a person like Jake Paul. You've been in this for long enough to go through fight camps, dedicate your time, effort, energy, money, spar with people. You spar with some quality names because you have resources and money or whatever. So we're well past that, to the point where you just get credit for stepping in. You maybe got credit your first fight or whatever, first couple of fights, for coming from your background and, you know, stepping in and fighting, but we're well past that. You have a box rec. You were being ranked by sanctioning bodies.
Hearn offered a detailed breakdown of the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight, highlighting the strategic discipline behind Joshua's performance. He explained that the bout unfolded exactly according to plan, with Joshua's team focusing on patience and controlled pressure rather than wild aggression. The strategy was to gradually test Jake's endurance, expose defensive gaps, and apply steady pressure before landing decisive shots. Hearn emphasized that this calculated approach represents true professional boxing, where timing, discipline, and intelligence outweigh raw power. Every stage of the fight was carefully managed, showcasing how champions rely on strategy and execution to assert dominance and secure victory.
He said before the fight, I'm going to break him down and then I'm going to knock him out. And that's exactly what he did. I thought it'd be all over within 3 rounds. But, you know, when I got in the ring after, because I was shouting, you know, anywhere, I got in, he went, what are you rushing me for? And I was like, oh, sorry. So, but like, obviously he knows what he's doing, and actually now quite pleased that we got the rounds. Yeah. To be honest.
Yeah, I saw you said that. Really random. I was on Twitter and I saw Jake Paul's mum said she wants to get in the ring and punch you. She said she doesn't like the smug look on your face. She is promoting her book, so I'm not sure if she wants, you know. But did you see that? What did you think of that?
No, I was very sad, because I couldn't have been nicer and more respectful of Jake and what he's done. And I think Logan's amazing. I think he's an incredible athlete. And I shook Jake Paul's dad's hand in the ring, you know. And if I would have seen Mum, I would have said, all right. But I think over the years, we've obviously had our beef, and she probably don't like me anyway. And I am probably a little bit smug. I wasn't smug after the fight, because I would have been more smug if it was all over in a round. Yeah. So, no, I'll give Jake respect. And, yeah, sorry, Jake's mum doesn't like me, but if she can say...
Adam Catterall delivered a blunt assessment of the fight, pointing out the growing imbalance in modern boxing where popularity can outweigh skill. He argued that Jake Paul's rise is driven more by celebrity and online influence than by technical mastery. According to Catterall, even while holding back his full force, Anthony Joshua demonstrated superior control, accuracy, and composure, landing shots that caused real damage and exposed the vast difference in class. This contrast fueled speculation that external pressures may have influenced how the fight unfolded. Rumors circulated that Jake attempted to manage the pace to reduce risk, reflecting concerns about celebrity boxing prioritizing spectacle over authenticity. Catterall's comments highlight how hype-driven matchups can blur competitive...
You out, but I've got to try and knock you out where I'm not hurting you as much as what I could if I unleashed. Yeah. And with the punch you said that you landed, it's not his best punch, his most powerful punch, right? Yep. And he's shattered his jaw in 2 places, right? So Anthony Joshua gets his 70 million, whatever it is. But I think he's sitting there thinking, thank God for that. Thank God. On a human level, I've come out, all right, I've sort of, not reputation, but I haven't hurt him as bad as what I could have.
There should be an awful amount of people breathing a massive sigh of relief. Anybody that put that fight together, athletic commissions, like you said,
it wasn't a fight.
No, it wasn't at all. Like you said, it was a prize fight. It was an event. If Anthony damages him, he's got to live with that for the rest of his life.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of stress to deal with, you know what I mean? So I'm sure he's bleeding in the side of the relief. The team that have put him in there, that have negotiated that for him, but the authorities that put that on and commissioned it as a proper boxing match, I've no doubt.
Does that go on his? Because
yeah, it's a professional boxing.
Do you know what? If I was anti-Joshua, I would be saying I don't want that on my record.
Well,
but for the credibility of them putting the fight on, they would have said to him, "No, we've got to say this. It's been commissioned. It's going to be a proper fight." And I found it. I love my boxing, but I just find the whole thing really, really unedifying. You said about get followers. You mentioned Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is nowhere near his level of getting like a British title fight or whatever. Nowhere near. So it's basically he's like
beat Jake Paul.
Well, beat Jake Paul. But so
but what I'm saying is that's 100. I stand by that, and I think Tommy would admit that. You know what I mean?
An honest and unfiltered reaction to the fight, saying it was difficult to watch not because of violence, but because of clear technical shortcomings. He noted that Jake Paul struggled with basic fundamentals such as defense, footwork, and timing against Joshua's combinations. These repeated issues created a constant imbalance, underlining the experience gap between the fighters. Some moments even appeared overly controlled, as if the action was guided to avoid excessive danger. While acknowledging Jake's training efforts, Jones suggested that the mismatch in skill and ring IQ, combined with hints of managed pacing, left the fight feeling uncomfortable. The bout served as a reminder of the risks involved when celebrity appeal overshadows genuine competition in professional boxing.
Knocking out and breaking Jake Paul's jaw. Just talk to me right now about the fight itself and then we'll break it down.
Bit of a crap fight, if we're all honest. It was like watching Jaws 2 when all the kids went out on their boats and they were in the middle of the sea and the shark was just surrounding the boat, just like that's what it was like. It was just like a shark circling its prey and just like it was like nibbling and eventually got him. But Jake Paul showed big plums in there, no matter what anybody says about him, because I've seen people say, yeah, he went in there to survive. Yeah, okay, he went in there to survive. He's a guy that's been boxing a couple of years against a unified champion of the world who can really punch. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best fight. It just wasn't the best thing to watch, was it? Like it was just, it weren't great. I just want to see now Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua. I think at the stages of their careers they're at, AJ and Tyson Fury, we don't need to see interim fights, Andrew. We don't need to see interim fights because they're just potential banana skins. We want to see two of the best heavyweights of this era going at it, and we need to see it next.
Following the fight,